It's not playing the game. It's winning that counts.
Yeah, baby. We're going to go out there and win.
This is Just Win Bets, baby.
Just win, baby.
With Joe DeFan and Shane O'Mac.
How do they keep winning?
Live on the Sports Bet Winning Network.
And here we go. Welcome. It is Just Win Bets, baby, on the Sports Bet Winning Network. Joe DeFan alongside Shane O'Mac. We are live in studio on a cold Friday night. A busy 1 hour jam-packed show lined up for you today. We will go around the league in the NFL. The recent NFL Honor Awards ceremony took place last night. The NBA, as Giannis stays in Milwaukee. The wise man who is 8-2 in college basketball, joining us in 30 minutes. And our best bets for the evening in the last 5 minutes of the show. But we begin, Shano, with some very sad news for the Washington Skins fans. Hall of Famer Sonny Jurgensen passes a Washington Redskins quarterback from 1964 to 1974 after being traded by the Philadelphia Eagles. Passes away at the age of 91. A huge blow from Skins Nation. As you can see, I'm a little choked up there, Shano. Your thoughts on what took place?
Yeah, I mean, it's a sad day for any Skins fan out there, right? I mean, you talk about Sonny Jurgensen. I never actually saw him play. He played before my time, but my dad and both of my grandfathers would sit down and tell me stories about Sonny Jurgensen and how he was must watch TV, right? Or go into the game. So, and I know more about the Sonny, Sam, and Frank days when they're on the radio and them calling the games, and they were the best combo ever. I was so mad when they got rid of Frank and they brought in Larry Michael there, but Sonny, Sam, and Frank, they were must listen to on the radio for any games. I know so many people that muted their TVs and played them on the radio. So many people.
Yep. I was about to say that. I think I was dating this one girl, and their dad or whatever always listened to Sonny, Sam. And I was like, "Why are you muting the TV?" And they did the play-by-play, and this was before like the delay. As you can see now, everything through the internet, YouTube TV, everything. That's not how it was. It was exactly the same. It was great, dude. I am sad. I did not see him play as well. But I do remember a local television show called Redskins Report. It was a local affiliate, NBC or WRRNBC, RRC. I think it's WRC4, and it had the late George Michael, a great sportscaster who did the Sports Machine, and we covered that a while back there, Shano. And they had Sonny Jurgensen, they had Rigo, who's still with us, and Michael Wilbon was another. They had the four, and they would argue, or they would have like and it was fine. It was like, it was not a debate, but it was, hey, the pros and cons. What do we need to do? Blah blah blah. And people would love that show. I watched it every single weekend, and it came on at Saturday, I think at 7 or 7:30 at night. Right before the games, because most of the games are Sunday or Monday, right? So, even on set, this is what I loved. Sonny sometimes, and I noticed that in the booth where he was doing his radio, with Frank and Sam, where he would just pull out a cigar and just go away at it. Is this
the old SJ9s? He had his own cigar, remember? The SJ9. It was his own thing there. Big, huge cigar smoker. Yeah. Yeah.
And I he just did his thing, and I appreciate it. I also appreciate he signed something for me, and you can see that right there with the arrowhead, and they've got his name. He personalized it, of course, Hall of Famer. So yeah, I'm a little choked up inside, but I learned from our recent interview with Bruce Buffer not to cry on camera, but I'm crying inside. I think he's going to the Super of Super Bowls, up there upstairs, and rest in peace, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a sad day for like I said, any Skins fan. I mean, ever since he became a Washington Redskin, right? He bled burgundy and gold, right? He stayed with that organization from, like you said, 1964 until very recently, right? Until he was last year or two when he stepped away, last couple of years when he stepped away from the radio broadcast.
Yeah.
But he was still in contact with the team. Remember, they retired his jersey in 2022. Yeah. Right. So at least he got to see that. It wasn't like after he died, like some of the other people that we've retired, their jersey numbers. And I mean, if anybody's worthy of having their jersey retired, it's him, man. He bled this organization, that Redskins organization. He loved the team. He loved the city. He loved the fans. And it sucks that he's no longer with us.
But, as they say, the show must go on. So we move away from some Washington Redskins news, which, by the way, I just want to point something out. I'm very disappointed in the way that they delivered that message through social media. Show the man some respect. I understand that you guys approved or like Washington Commanders. He wasn't a Commander. He was a Washington Redskins. That may offend a lot of people, and that's fine. But show some respect that he was the Washington Redskins quarterback. It had nothing to do with Commanders. You just put on social media, hey, he played for Washington. No. Is it so hard to put out there Redskins? Is it really that offensive? I mean, come on, guys. What are we doing here? I understand that you're going to stick with your little C word. That's fine. A lot of people don't even want to say the C word. But show some respect. The man played for the Washington Redskins. Sooner or later, and obviously it happens, and that's life. Joe Theismann, the great Joe Gibbs, Riggo. I can go down the list. Doc Walker. They're going to pass away. They played for the Washington Redskins, not for the C word.
Yeah, totally. I totally agree with you 100%. And Riggo's talked about that a few times, how he said, like, at one point, he didn't even want them to sell Commanders jerseys with his name on it, right? Because he said, I didn't play for that team. I want my name on the Redskins jersey. That's what I played for, right? Mm-hmm. And he was pretty passionate about it. But yeah, he's like I said earlier, he was a Redskin through and through, man. He bled his organization. I'm sure it killed him when the name changed because he loved this team.
Yeah. As they say, the show must go on. Let's talk a little NBA as Giannis stays in Milwaukee.
Yeah, I mean, there was a report saying Giannis wanted out, right? So, but I mean, like I said, he's like such a huge star. Unless you get something that blows your socks off, you're not going to trade him, right? I think that's probably what happened there. They probably just didn't get the package that they wanted back for him.
Right. Well, I think what's going to happen is they're going to, of course, wait until the end of the season where they can get a little bit more value for Giannis. There's been talks, and it was in, of course, DraftKings and other sports books where he would land next. They do that, of course, with quarterbacks, as you know, there, Shano. So I was thinking maybe the Golden State Warriors, possibly, but I think, again, they want to get value for Giannis. I understand he's not happy in Milwaukee. I get that. But I think as a business, and that's what it is. It's a business not only for the organizations, but it's also a business, of course, for the players. It's sad that it is, because it's not like when you had the old Washington Redskins or all these old teams, they would stay with their team. You didn't see any movement whatsoever, and that's telling my age here. But
and the Bucks kind of have a history of this too. If you remember, this is years and years ago, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar started off on the Bucks, and he wanted out, right? So it's just I don't know what it's a small market team, and it's hard to put pieces around them when they don't have that same type of money and stuff like that like a LA does or something like that, right? So it's tough on them. I get that, but I mean the league has revenue sharing, right?
Right.
You got a star like Giannis, you got to build around him.
I agree. Yep. Shana, of course, the big game is this Sunday. So let's talk a little Super Bowl, my friend. As we have the current odds on the screen right now, the Seattle Seahawks, it's still like a seesaw here, my friend. -4.5, New England at +4.5. I'm going to have my official pick shortly. And the money line is starting to change. The money is starting to come in here, Shano. But it's still the same. We haven't heard any reports or anything like that coming from any camp. We did hear about the corner for the Seattle Seahawks that is questionable with his ankle, etc. You know, I have a theory, and before I didn't know if you want to go first with your pick or my pick, because I studied days on who I'm going to select. Even our new producer has said, "Hey man, you look a little tired." I am tired because I wanted to make sure that my math is right. I checked every single thing, and you'll be surprised who I'm going to go with.
I can't wait to hear it. But yeah, that corner for the Seattle Seahawks, there was a video on Instagram and on X, I saw it. Somebody got him coming out of the car, and he was like limping going into the hotel there that they're staying at. So that's not a good sign. They still have a couple days. But on the Patriots side, like, how healthy is Drake May going to be? That's a big thing there as well, because he banged up his shoulder in the last game, the AFC Championship game. The reports are saying that he looks pretty good now, but like the first week of this 2-week long break from the championship games, he didn't throw much the very first week. So let's see how durable he will be in this game. So that's another question mark too. But yeah, I don't know I don't care who goes first for picks. If you want to go first, me, it doesn't matter to me.
I'll wait until the end. And you brought up the Drake May. So we have, of course, the quarterback passing props right there on the screen there, folks. Not a lot of things have changed. We talked briefly about it, but I don't have a dog in this fight in regards to Seattle and the Patriots on any props here for the passing. I think it's going to be dink and dunk. I really do think there, Shano, that they're going to be targeting, the Patriots are going to be targeting their tight end, Hunter Henry. I think he gets a lot in this game.
We talked about that last week. I really like his over for receiving yards. I think it was at like 30.5, something like that, right? 37.5. There you go. I was like, it was in the 30s. I like that over that a lot. Seattle is like 8th worst in the league against the tight end as well, allowing receptions to them. So, I mean, that's a pretty good bet there, I think, is taking Hunter Henry over reception yards. And when you're going back to that dink and dunk, I brought this up last week. The Lions now moved Kenneth Walker down there, the running back for the Seahawks. It was at 20.5. I hopped on it back then. It's up to 23.5 now.
Yeah.
I told you guys last week that Kenneth Walker there, every game where Charbonnet hasn't played, he went over that line in receiving yards.
Yeah.
So that tells me, I mean, so the money's starting to come in because it's been creeping up slowly since last week. It's at least last I looked, it was at 23.5. I still like it over 23.5. If it goes to 25, I would stay away.
Yeah, I would stay away. I totally would stay away.
But no, I think that's another good one because, like you said, I think it will be a little bit dink and dunk. And I think that's another good bet I like for receiving props.
See, I think that the books are listening to us, okay, and they're Joe the Fan Shano's saying it might be a little low. But I
might build a parlay and see what it is and tweet it out there of like Kenneth Walker like 20 plus receiving, Hunter Henry 35 plus receiving. You know, you can do like alt lines kind of like that for receiving and just see what it build it up to and see what it is.
Yeah. Let's look at the rushing props real quick there, Shano. We talked about attempts and the rushing. I honestly think that New England, this is, I'm kind of showing my hand here a little bit. I think that New England, they've had time to prepare. I understand Drake had some shoulder injury, or not injury, but some concerns, et cetera, et cetera. I think with what's going on with New England, I think they're going to prepare by obviously stopping the run. That is their number one thing. I also think that with Vrabel, because Vrabel, obviously linebacker, I think he's going to open the can of whoop ass. You know what I'm saying? He's going to blitz the living daylights out of Darnold. I think that's what's going to happen in this game. I really think that either Darnold picks it up, but he struggled. Anytime that people are sending the house, he struggles. So
I could see that. I could see that for sure. It's an interesting one, man. And it's surprising with how good Seattle's looked to me that the spread hasn't moved more. I would think that Seattle be a bigger favorite than they are. And that's kind of telling sometimes too with Vegas, right? So that's a little surprising to me.
Shannon, before we get to the pick, we got to look at the squares. This is something that executive producer Mark, I know he got a promotion apparently. He figured this out, and you can see here. I feel I got the short end of the stick here. I mean, look at the numbers I got. 5'6". What is that? And then I got 6-1. That's a maybe. Shano, 5'4". No, that's not happening. Who's picking this? I might have a shot with 9-0. It could be 10-9 at half.
Yeah, 10-9 at half. You never know. Yep. That's not bad. That's not terrible.
No,
I always look to see who got 0-0. Who got 0-0? Is that Stewie?
0-0. That's Stewie.
Stewie got 0-0. 0-0, that I think is like one of the best odds to have. They say 0-0.
Yeah.
Mine aren't.
No, I'm sorry. I stand corrected. That is Patty. Patty from The Simpsons.
Patty? Oh,
yes, Patty from The Simpsons. I apologize. Has 0-0.
Yeah, I have 9-0. That, like we said, that's okay. I'm just the opposite of you. I have Seattle at 9, Patriots 0, 3-1. Yeah, it's all right. I mean, it could be worse. And then 5-7. That's not going to happen. 5-7. I mean,
5-7's not happening.
That's not happening. 5-7's not happening. And then what's my other one? My other one's 4-2.
Yeah, let's see what we have here. As you can see, folks, on the screen there. Let's keep that on there. But here's the one that I like to know. 7-7 is Johan. Who did he pay to get 7-7? And Burgers got 7-0 for 7 on Seattle, 0 for New England. That could happen.
Yeah, that could be 7-0 at the first quarter, or 10-7. I mean, that's 0 and 7 are great numbers to have.
And then Stewie got 7-0 New England.
Yeah, that's another good one. Yeah,
14-0 to Cousin It. We had to protect. There are some people that we don't want to share their names, so that's the reason why we are doing it this way. But those who are participating is, of course, part of this whole thing. I'll tell you what is also a number which I am very disturbed in regard to how did this person land this 9-6 Seattle by Mr. Potato Head. Okay. I want to know what happened there. And then, okay, so executive producer, since we have it on the screen here, executive producer Mark has 8-5 Seattle. No way that's happening. But what about senior executive Mike, where he's got 7-2 New England? That's not happening.
That's a rough one too. That's a rough one. Two is rough, man. If you get 2, it's you get the short end of this deal here.
Hey, I like this one at the end of the game. It could be 28-24 New England. Senior executive Mike has that.
Yeah.
He's got 8-4. But there's some interesting characters on here. They've got the Big Lebowski at 7-6. Stewie, we talked about. The Rock. We've got Magic Mike. We've got Bonnie Tyler. Totally Eclipse of the Heart right there. Navy there. We also have Ray Donovan. You ever see that show, Ray Donovan?
That's a good show, man.
That was a good show.
Yeah. That's a really good show.
Yeah. We got Mr. Ward.
That's what's the guy's name that plays Ray Donovan? He also does the voice for Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
Same guy.
Yeah. Z is on here. Mr. Z.
Is that Zorro? Is Zorro playing with us?
I guess I don't know. Oh, I thought it was the Z-Man from wrestling.
Yeah.
What was his name? Tony Zink?
Yeah.
Is that what his name? And then, hey, here's the one I like. They have Willis from Different Strokes. Willis from Different Strokes. They have the guy. His last name is Morales. His last name. He was in La Bamba. He was the brother of Lou Diamond Phillips
Oh yeah,
in La Bamba. But he does a lot. He's a Spanish actor. His first name, I think, is Elias. I think that's his first name. But he does. He was in the recent big blockbuster with Tom Cruise in the last Mission Impossible, the last 2 films. He was he was a great villain.
I haven't seen the second part of that one. I saw part 1 of Mission Impossible. I need to see the second one still.
Oh, the second one's great. One's great.
I like all those. The Mission Impossible movies are great.
The amazing part of this whole thing, Shano, is that Tom Cruise does. I mean, in his age, my hat's off to you, man.
Oh, do you remember the last Olympics, the Summer Olympics? He did a stunt where he jumped he took like a zip line or something like that from the top of the stadium. Remember that? Like live.
Yeah.
Like on the closing ceremony of the Olympics for the Summer Olympics, because the next Summer Olympics is coming to America. So they always have whatever the next country is hosting it. They have somebody start the the Olympic torch thing. But he came down from the top of the stadium on a zip line and rode off on a motorcycle holding the Olympic torch. I'm sure it's on YouTube. I'm sure it is.
Okay. I'm gonna have to look at that. No, I thought you were talking about the movie where he jumps off a cliff in the motorcycle.
Oh yeah, he did that too.
I was like, but they did 2 or 3 takes on that. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, dude. Yeah. He does his own stuff.
Or the one where he was hanging on the plane. That was really him hanging on the plane.
It was him. Multiple times. I was like, are you serious?
Yeah.
My hat's off to him. I love his work.
Say what you will about him and the Scientology and all that stuff. The man is a great actor and he puts his heart and soul in everything. And in his movies are usually good. So
yeah, absolutely.
All right, let's get to our picks.
Yeah, let's go to our official NFL picks here right now. As we will, of course, bring up the odds right there. My fault. Here's my official pick. I talked a little bit about it in regards to the New England Patriots, in regards to what they can do and what they can't do. My suggestion is going to be the following. I am doing a Jim Fossil. I'm putting all the chips in the middle of the table. If anybody wants to get in, get in. If anybody wants to get out, get out. I'm talking 3 stacks of high society, my friend, if you know rounders. I told you when we started this, BYU, the Mormons, I said to put your mortgage on it, hit. I said, hey, we need some Christmas money. I said at that time, Georgia, hit. Miami to make the playoffs, hit. As you know, Georgia to win the SEC conference, hit. I'm going 2 units. I don't need the stinking points, but if you want to take the points, you can. The New England Patriots are the Super Bowl 60 champions. That's my pick, and I'm getting it at plus 200, 2-1. BetMGM, do it.
You're going with the dog. Going with the dog. Going with the dog.
You're going to get bad Darnold. That's what's going to happen.
He hasn't shown his head yet, man. He hasn't shown his head yet. It's the only quarterback without a turnover in the playoffs. I wish I could get there with you, but I'm going against you here. I like Seattle. I like Seattle. I don't know about the 4.5. I've been split on that this whole time. What I did, this is my little parlay here. I did a same game parlay. Yeah. I took Kenneth Walker anytime touchdown and parlayed that with the Seattle Seahawks money line, and that gives you that even money. You take those 2 things, you get even money. Kenneth Walker's like minus 180 on most books for anytime touchdown. And then you parlay that with Seattle Seahawks money line that gets you around plus 110 on some things, around minus 105 on some, but it's around even money. That's what I'm going with. I could see New England winning, but to me, I think Seattle's just a more complete team.
I'm going based on coaching experience, as a player, he's been there. Vrabel.
Yep.
I think he's going to blitz the living daylights out of. He's going to let the dogs loose, and they're going to go right after Darnold. I don't think they figured out. I think it's going to be like no one's scoring. Like it's going to be a garbage. Like holy cow, 3 and out. I think it's going to be something like that. But at the end, I honestly, and I think Seattle scores first, but I think New England wins it with a field goal, and I'm going to go. I mean, again, I'm not saying that I don't take the points. I have a bet with the points. If you get it +5, +5.5, I heard an offshore book has it at +6. I need to know the book because I might have to dial it. You know what I'm saying? If it's +6, my guy, you need to get on the New England Patriots. My point is this: I will take the +5, which I got in with the points, but I don't need the points. 2-unit play, the New England Patriots money line 2-1. Bet MGM, do it now.
When you're saying under the low scoring game there, that total has been creeping down too.
I know
that started I think it started at 47, didn't it? And then now it's at 45.5.
Yeah.
And on some books I've seen it starting to go down to 44.5. So that the under the total has been slowly dropping. And there's always some big money player that puts a big bet in on Super Bowl Sunday in the morning, drops like $1 million on something, and then just changes the whole spread. It happens every year. Some big shot like drops like some huge amount of money, and then it, like everything changes, and it's crazy. So it can all still change. So if you like one of these odds now, get it in now because it can all change.
All odds, of course, brought to you by Scores and Odds. When we return, of course, we will be joined by the wise man. He's been hot. Not only that, I'll also tell you guys who also has been hot, not only in basketball, but also in the NHL. See you soon. We are back, of course, for our NCAA picks, but let's bring in, of course, the wise man into here as all three of us here. But let's talk about not only your picks tonight there, wise man, but let's recap. 9-1 on college basketball for Shane O'Mac, 8-2 for you there, wise man, And you were 2-0 last night because now we started our newsletter. You want to check out our newsletter. All you have to do is go to www.justwinbetsbaby.com, put in your email address, check your spam folder sometimes. We're working on that, but you'll get our picks by every morning, 11:30ish, depends on when the odds come out. But it'll be, of course, the picks from the wise man. He went 2-0 last night. And Shano even went 8-0 since Monday in the NHL. We're on fire. We're giving gold out here, my friend. Giving out gold.
Jerry, gold.
All free picks. This is just what we love to do. We love picking winners.
You have, of course, some Olympic picks. No, well, before we get to that, before we get the Olympic picks, you have 2 picks tonight. Could you share it with the audience, please?
You want my 2 picks for today's games?
Yeah, for tonight's game.
Yeah. So I had Valparaiso. What line did we get that in at yesterday? Do you remember?
-10, I believe.
-10, yeah. Yep. I just checked. They're not winning by 10, but it's still early.
It's way early. Yeah.
And then I had taking place right up the street from me right now. It's the game of the night, I think. UConn and St. John's.
Yeah.
At the Garden, and I think UConn rolls there. I haven't seen the score. I don't know what.
They're up by 1 right now.
They're up by 1. Okay.
They're up by 1 right now. It's still early. It's like halfway through the first half right now, but they're up by 1 right now.
I think what year was it? 2012 or whatever. Sparty was playing in the Elite Eight, playing UConn at the Garden, and I've never seen more of a home court advantage than UConn in that game. I mean, UConn's just up the road from Manhattan. UConn travels well. Particularly, they love coming into New York City, partying it up a little bit, and going to the Garden. So it's going to be a rowdy UConn crowd there, Husky crowd, at the Garden, and that's kind of what swayed me. I've seen that team play at the Garden, and they're tough.
UConn was one of my winners last week, so I'm all aboard with that.
Yeah. How dare you start this segment by bringing up Sparty? How dare you? Because we talked about last week when they took on that team that you hate. Okay, I don't even. And you know what the thing is? We did a recap on Monday, Shano and I. You guys were. I helped you guys start, and you start winning. And then I had to go I can't use the bathroom for a couple minutes, and then I come back, and then what's going on?
Well, in Sparty's defense, I told you we were a second half team, and we were down 18 in the first half. We came roaring back. Took a 1-point lead in that game.
Correct.
We, used up all our energy. Listen, I was not on Sparty last week, if you recall. I did not want to touch that. It's a rivalry game. I didn't touch Sparty, and I would have advised you not to touch Sparty. But let's put a pin in that because your boy's touching Sparty tonight. We're going to go and get into that a little later.
Before we get to our college basketball picks, real quick, you have some Olympics futures.
I mean, if you're not betting the Olympics this time of year, you're not a true gambler. I mean, I was up late at night feeding the baby, doing the 2 a.m. feeding, and just figured I'd check out, the odds on bobsledding, luge, all the great Olympic sports. But I came up with a nice little parlay, I think. I think it's always a lock. Shano and I were talking about it. It's always a lock. The women are going to win women hockey are going to win the gold. So I took that.
Okay.
I also went on a stretch. I think on the men's side, the Canadians are favored to win the gold in hockey. But hey, let's USA.
You believe in miracles?
Exactly. We can beat these guys. Great. I'm sick and tired of hearing about the Russians. So let's take USA hockey, parlay that with the women, and then to add a little spice to it. I mean, who doesn't love the Canadians in curling? So I went with women's hockey USA, men's hockey USA, the Canadians in curling. Let's throw some discs on some ice and some brooms. It's the greatest Olympic sport there is. Go Canada.
Do you recall, Shano, the old Worldwide of Sports on ABC? It was like the agony of defeat where the guy was coming down like a slalom or something and he fell off the dude. And then if you come off, I've seen this in the Olympics in the past where, you're doing the bobsled, not the Jamaican bobsled team, but I'm just saying, which is another great movie. But anyway, they're doing the bobsled. And then when you get off that track, dude, you're flying. Holy cow.
Yeah.
You got to be pretty nuts, especially like to do the luge or the skeleton when you're like by yourself just going down those things. Those people are nuts, dude. They're flying too. They're going like 90 miles an hour down those things, flying.
Yeah. I love watching the Olympics. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to ask you guys, and we've touched on it already a little bit, your top 3 Olympic movies of all time. I think you have to put Miracle right up there. And then you alluded to number 2 for me would be Cool Runnings with the Jamaican bobsled team, starring the late, great John Candy. And then number 3, I'm coming in with an underrated Olympic classic starring D.B. Sweeney, The Cutting Edge.
Edge, yes. I was about to say that.
Yeah.
She was very cute.
Yeah.
Very cute.
Yeah. Do you remember the finishing figure skating move they used to win the gold medal?
Penchenko.
The Penchenko. Yes.
Doug can read.
Yes. Yeah. And like she says, right as they're about to start their performance, she's like, "We're doing the Penchenko," and he's like, "No, it's too dangerous." And
don't forget toe pick.
Yes.
No, she's cute. I don't know what she's doing now. She's probably my age.
She was in the West. She was in the West Wing for a little bit, I think.
Oh, was she? Oh, I didn't know. I never watched that show.
Kelly Mora maybe is the name. I don't know. Don't quote me on that.
Okay. Yeah. No.
Number 1 for me is by far Cool Runnings. I love Cool Runnings. I saw that movie probably 1,000 times when I was a kid. Cool Runnings, and then Miracle's probably 2, and then this Junior Olympics go. Can I go Mighty Ducks 3?
I never even saw Mighty Ducks 1.
You never seen Mighty Ducks?
No.
I mean,
I've never seen Mighty Ducks.
No. Not only that, I know, right? Not only that, this is where we get disconnected, I think. I never saw Paul Newman's Slapshot. I'm this close. I want to watch it though.
That's a great movie. You gotta watch that like tonight, dude. That's a great movie.
I know.
Slapshot's a great one.
I know.
That's bad.
But when The Cutting Edge comes on, my wife wants it. I was like, okay. And I was like, all right.
I'm sorry, Moria Kelly was her name. Yeah, Cutting Edge is a great one.
Who was the redhead in that show? In that movie? Hey now.
Oh yeah, she was the opposing, the Pepperowski twins or whatever.
No. They were on the same USC team, and he like slept with her, and then she had like a hangover, and she shows up like, hi.
Yeah, and she's in the background when Douglas opens up the hotel room door.
Hey now.
God, I could just talk about Cutting Edge all night long.
Anyway, on that note, who's going first?
I'll go.
Okay. Shano, the hot man, 9-1.
The hot guy go.
9-1, baby. 9-1 since we've been doing this. 9-1. I'm like King Midas over here. 8-0 in hockey, 9-1 in college hoops here. Yep. All right, my first pick. You guys know I usually go with a Big East game. I'm going to the Big East, and I'm picking a game. Villanova is playing my Hoyas. I'm a huge Georgetown Hoyas fan. The problem with that is Villanova's playing my Georgetown Hoyas. Villanova, they own the Hoyas. They do. They own the Hoyas. Like it's not even close. They always beat us, and it sucks. Right? It goes back to when they lost the national championship game to them in the 80s. Right? But if you think about this, so like all time, Villanova's won 55. It's 55-24 all time against the Hoyas. Since 2017, they've played 21 times. Villanova has won 22 of them. So, sorry. They played 22 times. They've won 18 of them. Sorry, 21 times they've won 18 of them. So Villanova owns the Hoyas. They own the Hoyas. Okay. My Hoyas, they started off with a nice winning streak at the beginning of the year. They started off 5-0, but they're only won 8 games since that time. They are on a little hot streak right now, which is the only thing that's holding me back completely, not completely holding me back, but it's a little worrisome about this pick. They've won their last 4 games, but 5 games ago, they played a team. Do you know who they lost to 5 games ago? Villanova. They lost to Villanova. They lost to Villanova, and they lost to them by 15. It wasn't close. It was actually bigger than that. Villanova was up by 20 something at one point. They're up by like 22, I think, at one point. And then garbage time. Georgetown brought it back to 15. So Georgetown struggles against Villanova. They always have. They always will. Villanova is a pain in our butt. The spread here is only at -3.5. And I think it should be bigger than that. And I would jump on that quick because I was looking at our friends in the odds and score there, and some of the books have it starting moving to 4.5 already. So if you're going to get it quick. I would still take 4.5, but I like 3.5 a lot better, obviously. But give me Villanova minus 3.5 against Georgetown.
Villanova minus 3.5. I'm looking it up right now as we speak. Right here. Here it is, my friends. It is still 3.5, and you can get that at Bet365 and FanDuel and Caesars. Caesars has a nice price there, so I'm gonna go with Caesars minus 3.5 as your first pick.
What's that on Caesars?
I think it says minus 110. I put my specs on.
Nice.
So now that producer, excuse me, executive producer Mark is telling me, hey, the reason why your formula was right. You didn't put your glasses on because you're giving out now. No excuses now. So anyway,
MGM hasn't moved to 4. I saw FanDuel, I think earlier, had it at 4.5. So it's starting to move. So if you wanted at 3.5, jump on it quick.
Yeah, I'm trying to get there. Here we go. Seton Hall. No. What the heck we do? What? Oh, here it is. Minus 110. Got it. Do it. Done. Wise man. The 8-2 wise man is up.
I want to correct. I think I may be 7-3. I think I went 1-1 last week. So I think I'm 2 behind Shano. I just want to be honest with that.
Okay.
But listen, I'll take 7-3, 70%
Sure.
For the rest of my life and live very happily. But I'm 2 behind Shano. I'm coming after him. So let's pick 2 winners and draw even with him. For my first game, I'm going out to Assembly Hall in Bloomington, Indiana, where the Wisconsin Badgers are visiting. A noon Saturday start time. Indiana's 3.5-point favorites. Both these teams are probably safely in the tourney. I think they're jockeying for seeding at this point. And both these teams have Wisconsin kind of has an outside chance of still competing for the Big Ten title. But Wisconsin is coming in 16-6 overall. They've won 4 out of their last 5. But listen to their 4 wins. Penn State, terrible. Rutgers, terrible. Minnesota, not much better. Ohio State, not much better. So the resume of those past 5 games hasn't been that impressive. They've only covered 2 of those games. Now let's flip it over to Indiana. They're 15-8, similar overall record. They've covered 3 of their last. They've covered 4 of their last 5. Won 3 out of their last 5. That includes a nice win over Purdue a few weeks ago. But listen, Indiana has been on the road 4 out of their last 5 games. They haven't tasted home cooking in almost 2 weeks. So this is a nice chance for them to come back home, be in the friendly confines of Assembly Hall. They got a stud, Lamar Wilkerson. He scored 33 points last week against USC. He leads them, averaging 20 on the season. Tucker DeVries, he's been a little bit of a slump past couple weeks. I think this is a get-right spot for him. Wisconsin hasn't played a game in over the schedules are so weird now with these big conferences and uneven schedules. You don't even play everyone in your conference, and there's long layoffs. But Wisconsin hasn't played a game in over a week. So, I mean, they could be rested, but they could also be a little rusty going on the road, playing in a sleepy noon start time in Indiana. So, listen, I think this is a good spot for Indiana. They need this win more than Wisconsin. So I saw it at 3.5. So if you'll give me the 3.5, let's take Indiana.
It's 3.5. You got to play a little bit of the juice here on FanDuel. That's where we saw it, folks. Minus 3.5 at minus 120 as the wise man's taking the Indiana Hoosiers at minus 3.5. I, of course, am up. And people have been asking me, since I'm a huge Carolina fan, do I take Carolina and Duke? I'll do a little real quick. It's not my official pick. If it's currently at 5.5, if you want to take, they're playing in North Carolina. So if you want to take the plus 5.5, don't do it yet. I think it goes to 6, maybe 6.5. If it goes to 6.5, take Carolina. They play the D word, which I don't even care for those clowns. But anyway, they of course, I even have what do you call it? My sister-in-law. She went there, and anyway, I don't even want to talk about it. Anyway, so, and I like my sister-in-law. So anyway, and she also went. You know where she went for her undergrad there, Shano? I mean, Wise Man. You want to know where she went? You're gonna get mad. You might disconnect right now. Yeah, it's gold and blue. Starts with an M.
You serious?
I'm serious.
And you like her?
She's the other one. I don't even want to talk about it. Anyway, but yeah, I respect her. I mean, I'll have a glass of what does she drink? Wine? I'll have a alcoholic beverage with her. That's it. But I mean, it's not like we're besties. I like her. It's my brother's wife, so I like her. I don't have an issue with her.
They're usually terrible. They're usually terrible.
I know. It's a double whammy, but what are you gonna do? So if you're gonna take Carolina +6, but wait for it until it moves. The game that I'm going to talk about, of course, is still in the ACC. I'm referring to SMU as they travel to Pittsburgh. SMU 4-5 in the ACC. Pittsburgh Panthers are 2-8 in the ACC. Speaking of a former D person, okay, I don't like to say the 4-letter word. Okay, he's the head coach of the Pittsburgh Panthers. I'm talking about Jason Cable, played for that organization under coach whatever his last name is. Okay. I don't like the guy. I don't respect his coaching. I think he's a terrible coach. That being said, let's talk about, of course, SMU real quick. SMU enters this matchup. It's one of the most explosive offenses in the ACC. They've beaten my beloved North Carolina Tar Heels. They're ranked 22nd nationally in scoring in 86.5 points per game. Led by their first-year coach, Andy Enfield. The Mustang utilize a fast pace, which I personally love when it comes to Carolina. I don't know why they're not using that much in Carolina, but they use a fast-paced system that they go up and down the court. That creates high-volume shooting opportunity. Key players, you're talking about the Batman and Robin of this particular team of SMU. Kevin Miller, the guard, the engine of the offense, averages 19 points per game, 6.5, 6.7 assists per game. The other guy, Pierre Jr., who's another guard, coming off a 23-point performance against NC State. But again, it's NC State. So he is a threat from the perimeter. These guys can shoot. We talk about bench. These guys are not just 5 deep like Carolina. These guys are 6, 7, 8, 9 deep. Okay, this team is good. They had some injury problems, and the weakness of this SMU team, of course, is they allow 77, close to 78 points per game. When you talk about the Panthers, that team, that Jeff Capel, I may have said Jason, I stand corrected. Jason played for Carolina. Jeff Capel played for that other organization. So it's been a difficult season, but it looks like it's been a very difficult season throughout the whole year with his tenure at Pittsburgh. Currently sits at the bottom of the ACC standings. And if they identify is built on a slower, more defensive-oriented approach, but they have struggled to find consistent scoring. They are terrible at the charity stripe with the free throws, 66.3% as a whole team. That is terrible. They've got a couple guys on there, Corhern, Cummings, who's a pretty good threat coming from shooting three. They pretty much live and die by the three over there. Strength, of course, is their defensive rebounding, their interior defense. They allow about 72% points per game. My pick is going to be, of course, this is a guarantee on this one, SMU -3.5 over Pittsburgh. Lock it.
Love it.
Like it a lot.
Shayna, we go to the hot dog. Go ahead.
Hot dog, hot diggity dog.
Yes, sir.
All right.
What did we do hot dog last week, 2 and 3?
Yeah. Yeah. We don't want to talk about that. The Mormons let us down. Yeah. Sorry.
That's okay.
I didn't have my glasses on.
The Mormons have bailed us out before. It's okay.
They have. They'll be back. Yeah, exactly.
They'll be back.
They'll be back.
So my next bet for the hot dog, I'm going for the Atlantic Coast Conference. So of course we're going to Berkeley, California. Mm-hmm. Clemson Tigers are playing the Cal Golden Bears. Okay, Cal's coming in with a record of 17-6. They're only 5-5 in ACC play. Clemson, on the other hand, 9-1 in ACC play so far this year. 9-1 in ACC play, and they are on fire right now. They're like me. They're 9-1 in their last 10 games. They're playing really, really good basketball right now. Both these teams are decent at scoring the ball. The offenses are pretty comparable. The big difference here is Clemson has a much better defense. They have a top 30 ranked defense. Cal is ranked I think 97th, I think, in the league or in college basketball. Clemson just played on the West Coast 2 nights ago. They played Stanford. They beat Stanford, and they're staying out there on the West Coast. So they're having a little West Coast swing out there. They're staying out on the West Coast to play Cal because, the conferences make no sense anymore.
Right.
So something else about Cal when I was doing some research about this. Cal, all right, they have struggled against ranked opponents. The last 26 games against a top 25 ranked opponent, they have lost 24 of them.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy, crazy, crazy. Clemson right now is at -2.5 on some books. Some books have it at -3.5. I think that's still too low. I'm taking Clemson, but give me at -2.5 if you can find it, just because it's obviously better than -3.5. It saves you a point there. But they are playing tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern, so 5 p.m. West Coast time. Give me the Clemson Tigers -2.5.
Clemson Tigers -2.5 at Bet Rivers. That's going to be part of our hot dog. So I'm going to put that in right now. I'll go real quick. I'm going to the SEC, the 21st ranked Arkansas Razorbacks taking on the Mississippi State Bulldogs. The problem with the Bulldogs is, it's just 2 different styles here, guys. Okay. 6-3 for the Razorbacks, 3-6. So it's kind of like night and day, but they travel to Starkville and they tend, Mississippi State tends to do pretty good at home, but I don't think I think Arkansas is pissed because they're going to have to bounce back from a tough loss from Kentucky. But the Bulldogs are desperate to snap a 3-game home skid. So again, they play tough at home, but really, really, I don't see this happening for Mississippi State. So pretty much what I'm saying is Arkansas pace is the deciding factor here. Mississippi State prefers a slow half court. They set it up, but they haven't shown the defensive discipline lately to stop. There's a gentleman on the Arkansas team called a Cuff Jr. If Arkansas can push it, the tempo, push the tempo and get over 15 assists where they just pass the ball, boom, boom, boom. The Bulldogs simply don't have the firepower for this particular team. I am taking Arkansas -6.5. They are 11-1. The Hogs are 11-1 as favorites this year and should handle the Bulldogs easily. As they're 3-9 ATS at home, but they do better on the road. So give me Arkansas 6.5 as part of my hot dog.
Like it.
And the wise man.
You want to go with a little green relish on our hot dog here?
Ooh.
I don't think I've weighed in on the Sparties yet this season for basketball, so we have to go to this game. I think it's the best game in the Big Ten this weekend. 2 top 10 ranked teams in East Lansing. Number 5, Illinois, traveling to East Lansing to take on number 10, Sparty. This is Saturday night, 8 p.m. I think the common line is maybe Sparty -1.5. Although I've seen it as low as a half. Illinois comes in 20-3, 5-0 their last 5. Impressive wins against Nebraska and Purdue. So Illinois is playing well. Sparty coming in, similar record, 19-4. They're coming off 2 straight losses. This worries me. But one of those losses is Michigan. Michigan's a tough team. They're garbage, but they're tough.
Right.
They also lost earlier this week at Minnesota. I discount that loss. Minnesota has that stupid raised court. I think it messes with teams. Like, you're constantly worried about falling 10 feet off of the course down into the crowd. It's just a weird place to play. Sparty has never played well there, so I'm not counting that loss against them per se. If this game were played last week, I think going into the Michigan game, Sparty was rolling. If this game was played last week, I think Sparty's favored by 2 possessions. So I think we're getting some value with them only favored by 1. So I think it's a chance to buy Sparty a little low here. This is still the team that beat UNC. Thank you very much. Joe
Yeah.
DeFan. This is still the team that beat Kentucky.
Yeah.
This is still the team that beat Arkansas. And if you haven't followed the Tom Izzo formula over the years, every season kind of plays out exactly the same. Sparty
That he's overrated?
What's that?
I'm sorry. I thought my mic was muted. No. I'm sorry. That he's overrated is what I said. I'm sorry.
You said Izzo? You think Izzo is overrated? You got
agree. Listen, when it comes to the real stuff, when it comes to tournament play, we own Michigan State. Own.
You could take Tyler Hansbrough and like that guy and his puffy lips, and I don't want to hear anything about it.
I'm just saying. I thought my mic was muted, so I apologize.
No, I get it, but in case you haven't been paying attention over the past 25 years, the formula for Izzo is tough non-conference schedule, build up the the culture of the team. As I said, this season they played UNC, they played Duke, they played Arkansas, they played Kentucky. They've had the toughest schedule all year. So the formula is tough non-conference schedule, kind of build the confidence in the early parts of the season, get the team feeling a little cocky, and then come February, Izzo, I'm not saying he throws games, but Izzo doesn't mind a couple February losses to knock the team off their pedestal. Michigan State always has a couple weird losses towards the, late January, early February. He puts the team back in their place, says you can lose any given night, any given time. He knocks their confidence down, and then he's got the rest of February to build the confidence back up going into the tournament time. So this is the formula. I'm not concerned about the losses to Michigan or Minnesota. I think Jeremy Fears, Michigan State's point guard, he's a stud. If you haven't been following him in the news recently, he's under a little bit of a heat being labeled a dirty player by Michigan coach Dusty May. Forget Dusty May. This is the Michigan State rivalry, for crying out loud. That rivalry's been dirty, since the turn of the century. So Dusty May can sit in a corner and shove it, as far as I'm concerned. Jeremy Fears is going to come. He's been labeled a dirty player. He's coming in with a chip on his shoulder against Illinois. I think Jackson Kohler has a good game. I think Carson Cooper has a good game. I think Sparty wins this one. Whatever you want to give me, 1 point, half a point, 1.5. I think Sparty covers. Go Green.
They're favored by half a point, but we don't need the stupid half a point. Just take it money line.
Let's go money line.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know why books do that, but okay. I'm trying to. I've been trying to do this on Bet Rivers.
But didn't Tyler Hansbrough, didn't he always get like a fat lip in every game? It was.
I remember that too.
Yeah, he was always a disaster. He had blood and snot coming out of his nose. That guy was a disaster.
Trying to hit. There it is. It finally went through. It only took an hour and a half. We're gonna boost it with the 25%.
Ooh, there we go.
We are at plus 720. We didn't have the 25%. Is at plus 578. But with the 25%, we're at plus 723. So, of course, that is going to be our official pick on the hot dog. So, as a recap on the hot dog, Arkansas minus 6.5. We have Michigan State money line, Clemson minus 2.5, plus 723. And then on my recap, of course, was SMU. Minus 4.5. I think I said 3.5. I stand corrected. It's minus 4.5. SMU, lock it. Chano?
I went with Villanova, minus 4.5 as well, or minus 3.5. Minus 3.5 because it's moving to minus 4.5 in a lot of books. So get it early. Minus 3.5 right now in most books. It's starting to move, so try and get it early. Villanova owns the Hoyas. I'm a Georgetown fan. I'm from the DC area. There's not a lot of other colleges to choose from basketball. So Georgetown became my team, and I've stuck with them. Villanova owns us. They own us. They always beat us, and it sucks. But Villanova's going to win. They're going to cover. Minus 3.5 Villanova.
And Wiseman.
Also minus 3.5. I am taking your Indiana Hoosiers covering against the Wisconsin Badgers.
Fantastic. So hopefully we can bring some winners for you this weekend. Don't forget, of course, to check out our website, justwinbetsbaby.com. Sign up for that free newsletter. It comes out every single day around 11, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. You'll get some picks from, of course, the Wise Man, where he's got 2 games going on now. Shano's taking a little bit of break from his 8-0 heater. I've got some soccer picks, some from English Premier League and, of course, EFL Championship. And we'll have some more picks of the some more tournaments that are going on, and then, of course, NBA picks as well. So check that out. Go to, again, www.justwinbetsbaby.com. And then finally, this Sunday, Shano, you have a little surprise.
Yeah, so we've been counting down the top 10 worst bad beats in Super Bowl history. Number 2 is dropping tomorrow. I don't want to spoil it for anybody who's been following along. Number 2 is dropping tomorrow. Number 1 will be dropping Sunday. So look out for those. And I'll make a couple compilation videos. I might put them all together and make it all in one big video as well, like a long form video. Just copy and paste them all together. But we've been counting them down. So I mean, and it's kind of a cool trip down memory lane for anybody who hasn't seen them yet. Just go to our YouTube page. They're on there. They're on X as well. They're on TikTok. They're on everywhere. So check them out on there. It's cool, kind of cool trip down history lane. So it starts. Number 10 was at Super Bowl 10 with the Pittsburgh Steelers and Dallas Cowboys, all the way up until we had the Bills wide right kick. We had the Cardinals first half blow where James Harrison returned a 100-yard interception return for touchdown. So it's been kind of cool to see some old Super Bowl highlights, building some hype for the Super Bowl coming up this Sunday. And the other big news Sunday, the full-length interview of Bruce Buffer that we had. We had the pleasure of sitting down with Bruce Buffer. He was kind enough to take a time out of his busy day flying back from Australia, where the UFC 325 was. So he came back. He had a busy day lined up, but he made some time for us. So thank you, Mr. Buffer. It was a pleasure speaking with you. I'm a huge fan. I told you that when we talked to you, and I'm so glad I got to talk to you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we do, of course, have some more guests lined up, not only from the UFC. We're going to get some more picks from other folks that are going to be joining the show later on. Now, we have nothing for UFC Fight Night, but next week we're going to be joined by a couple handicappers, one who's been doing this for over 40 years, and we will discuss that on our wrap-up show on Monday. That'll be our next show. For Shane O'Mac, for the Wise Man, let's cash some tickets, guys. Enjoy the weekend, and we will see you next time. Take care.
See ya.
See you guys.